Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. Today I'm going to teach you on how to phrase correlation. So you need to phrase correlation once you're done with analyzing correlation, or in order for you to know what are the factors that influence your DV or what are the IVs that influence your DV. So this is how you phrase correlation. But before we are able to phrase correlation, I want to teach you on how to understand how to read correlation output. So we're going to go for the first example. So normally you will get this kind of output that is called as correlation table. So basically, if we look at this table, it has many columns and rows. If we look at the column here, it is on reading score, writing score, math score, science score, and female. So without reading any literature, you know female is the DV and all the scores are the IVs. So you're looking at the scores, whether the scores are influencing female or not. So here, how to read the analysis is going to be like looking at the row and the column. So this is actually the column of female, and you can read the relationship between reading score and female. So this is the reading score, this is female column, so you have to read the relationship here. If you want to read the writing score, and the female score is going to, and the female as the DV is going to be here, math score and female, the relationship is going to be here, as well as science score. If you look at female and female, is going to be 1. So if you look at the table carefully, it is symmetrical. Whatever that you have on this side, all right, will also the same. All right, the figures are all the same from this side with this side. From this and this, they are all the same. So it's either you read it vertically from top to the bottom, or you can read it horizontally from your right to your left. So basically the figures are the same. So if you want to read the relationship between reading score and female, you have to go to this box. So when we talk about this box, the Pearson correlation, so this is the row for Pearson correlation, is negative 0.053, and the significance is calculated here 0.455 and n to 100. If you look at the writing score and female relationship, all right, so this is where you have to read the figures, and the Pearson correlation row is going to be here 0.256, and the significant value is 0.000 with n to 100. And if you look at the relationship between math score and female, the finding here is negative 0.029, and the significant value is 0.680, and the n is also 200. Science score negative 0.128, the significant is 0.071, and the n is 200. So if we look at the horizontal figures, they are all the same, negative 0.053, negative 0.256, negative 0.029, and negative 0.128. So in order for you to know whether it is correlated or it is significant or not, you have to look at the footnote here. So the footnote here says that correlation is significant at the 0.01 level in bracket 2 tail. So the most important thing for you to be looking at the asterisk. This is called as asterisk. So if you look at the figures, only one writing score is having asterisk, 2 asterisks, indicating that correlation is significant at the 0.01 level. So is there any asterisk here? The answer is no, same as this one and this one. So there are 4 IVs that you hypothesize to influence your DV, but apparently only one IV, that is writing score, that has correlation with female or your DV with 0.256 with 2 asterisks. If we look at the significance here of the 2 tail of reading score, apparently this is higher than 0.05, which is not significant. Same goes as math score 0.680, higher than 0.05, as well as science score, the significance is 0.071. But in order for you to write formally, you have to write this figure. So correlation is significant at the 0.01 level, although it is calculated individually. Alright, so that's how you read it. And now let's move on to another example. So this is actually the relationship between height and jump distance. So this research is looking at the jump distance, how far can you jump based on your height. So basically, the dV is jump distance and the IV is height. So if we look at the Pearson correlation here, it is 0.706, and the significance is calculated individually here as 0.005, which is lower than 0.05. So it means it is significant with the n of 14. So if we look at the asterisk here, correlation is significant at the 0.01 level. So formally, you have to get this figure in order for you to phrase correlation. So you look at this asterisk, there are two asterisks as well as here, indicating that correlation is significant. So once you are able to read the figures of the correlations table, now we can actually phrase correlation. And how to go about in doing that, you have to follow this phrasing correlation example. So it was actually written in numbers, so number 1, number 2, number 3, as well as number 4. But if you want to write later, you have to exclude all the numbers. So the numbers is actually for you is actually your guidance of what to write first, second, fourth, third, and fourth. So firstly, what you really have to write is going to be a Pearson correlation was calculated examining the relationship between IV1 and dV. So this is for you to tackle IV per IV. So it's going to be IV1 first. So a strong positive correlation was found. Why is it strong? Why is it positive? If we look at this figure is a positive figure. So that's the reason why it is positive. Why is it strong? If you look at this note, if your result here is lower than 0.3, it means it is a weak relationship. 0.3 to 0.7, it is medium, and if it is bigger than 0.7, it is strong. So apparently 0.8 is bigger than 0.7, so it means it is a strong positive correlation was found. Okay, why do you say it is correlation was found? Because it is significant here. So P is less than 0.001, indicating a lower or less than 0.05, meaning that the relationship is significant, and that's the reason why the correlation was found. So if you want to phrase correlation, this is how you write it. First, you have to use the small r, representing Pearson correlation. So in bracket, you have to put the degree of freedom. So the degree of freedom of correlation is not given, so you have to calculate on your own with the formula of n minus 1. df equals to n minus 2, as you can see here. So if the degree of freedom is 14, it means the number of respondents that responded to this research is 16, because 16 minus 2 equals to 14. So that's how you get the 14 figure here with by minusing or by deducting 2 to your n. If you have n to 100, you just minus 2. If you have n as 15, you just minus 2. You will get your degree of freedom equals to your correlation figure, that is going to be 0.806, comma p less than 0.01, indicating a significant relationship between the two variables. Why significant? Because this figure is significant figure because it is less than 0.05. And then you have to continue with the last sentence. If respondents are given more IV1, they tend to have more dV. So you have to name what is your IV1 and what is your dV. So that's how you phrase correlation. It's supposed to be in one paragraph, excluding all the numbers here. So I think that's all from me. Assalamualaikum and bye-bye.